Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're zoning in on a truly pivotal moment in American music history. Forget just marking it on your calendar because August 1st, 1969, well, it wasn't just another Friday. It felt more like a resurrection. We're going to dig into the night, a legend, someone who seemed almost fated, creatively speaking, didn't just return to the stage. No, he absolutely reclaimed his spot. King of American entertainment. Our mission here, for you, is to trace that incredible journey. How did Elvis Presley go from being, well, almost off the map for live shows to this electrifying, career-defining night?
And it's so important to get this.
Yeah.
This wasn't just, a successful concert. Not by a long shot. This was really the peak, the culmination of years of struggle, real
Yeah.
struggle. And it's very deliberate, intentional, creative rebirth that had been building up for a long time. So we're going to peel back those layers. We'll look at the why and the how behind it all. Because the story is much deeper than just one night. It's about resilience, finding that authentic voice again.
Okay, let's really set the scene here. To understand just how huge August 1st, 1969 was, we need to rewind, like way back. Because before that comeback, there was this long silence, a really long time, where Elvis, the live performer, he just wasn't there. Can you even imagine? Over 8 years without a proper live concert. His last official tour ended way back in March '61. After a benefit show in Honolulu, 8 years. That's like forever in pop music time, right?
Yeah. Especially for him, his whole thing was that live energy.
It really is an eternity. And the reason for that gap, that silence from the concert stage, it mostly boils down to one person, Colonel Tom Parker, his manager. Parker had the strategy. He saw live touring as, well, unpredictable, too demanding, maybe too limited in reach even. So his big idea was, forget the stage, pivot completely to Hollywood. The plan was, like, mass produce these movies to sometime 3 a year. Each one gets a soundtrack album, dominate the box office, dominate the record charts, all at the same time. It was a business plan, pure and simple, maximize reach, maximize revenue, minimize Elvis's physical strain, a content factory, basically. And, commercially. For a while there, it worked incredibly well. You can't deny the initial success. Films like Blue Hawaii, GI Blues, Viva Las Vegas. They weren't just hits, they were massive hits. Huge moneymakers, and the soundtracks, often number one. Songs like Can't Help Falling in Love came from those movies. Elvis was everywhere. Movies, radio, unavoidable.
Absolutely unavoidable. Financially, it was a golden goose. But creatively, oh, that's what the story turns. Creatively, Elvis was just suffocating. Peter Guralnick's biography, Careless Love, it paints such a sad picture of this time. Elvis got restless. Yeah. Really restless, the movie script. They started formulaic and just got worse, sometimes totally ridiculous. Singing about clam bakes. Seriously. And the songs they gave him for these films, churned out, fast, often forgettable, sometimes downright bad, generic pop tunes. They completely lacked that raw edge, that bluesy fire from the 50s. So that original spark, it was just being smothered by mediocrity, by endless repetition. It was painful to watch, even if the money kept rolling in. A gilded cage, really.
Yeah, you can almost feel that creative frustration building up. And by '67, the whole music scene had just transformed, hadn't it? While Elvis is singing about, tourist traps in Hawaii,
Yeah.
you've got the Beatles pushing every boundary imaginable, you've got Bob Dylan turning pop songs into poetry and social commentary, and then there's Jimi Hendrix literally setting his guitar on fire, redefining the instrument.
Exactly. Compared to all that vibrancy, that innovation. Elvis singing about clam bakes, like you said, just felt dated.
Yeah.
Irrelevant even. He knew it too. He wasn't blind to it. He felt irrelevant. The original rebel now stuck making these, well, safe, predictable movies.
Which brings us to the big question for you listening. How does someone that big, trapped like that, break free? How do you reignite that fire when everyone, maybe even yourself, thinks it's gone out?
Well, that spark finally came in 1968. That was the year NBC approached him about doing a holiday TV special. The initial idea, super safe, think traditional Christmas show, carols, maybe some sweaters. You know the type.
Very safe. Very Colonel Parker, probably. Probably. But then this young director, Steve Binder, came into the picture. And Binder, he had a totally different vision. He saw past the movie star image. He saw the musician underneath, the raw talent that was buried, and he pushed Elvis. He really challenged him. Forget the cozy Christmas stuff. Let's do something honest, raw, alive. That was Binder's mantra. He wanted the real Elvis back.
And Binder's push was absolutely crucial. It was the turning point, a chance for Elvis to ditch that Hollywood persona and be a musician again. Binder knew this wasn't just about a TV show. It was an intervention, a chance to reconnect with what made Elvis in the first place. He apparently fought hard with Colonel Parker over the creative direction, insisted on that live, intimate feel instead of some slick, pre-recorded thing. He wanted to strip away all the nonsense and remind everyone, Elvis included, just how powerful he was live. He famously told him, "You're Elvis Presley, let's do something real."
And the result. The '68 comeback special, and honestly, explosive is the only word for it. It was just a revelation. America finally got to see Elvis the musician again, not just the guy in the goofy movies. There he was, back in leather, guitar strapped on, laughing with his old bandmates in those informal sessions. And the performances? Wow. Pouring everything into Trouble, Heartbreak Hotel, and that incredible new song, If I Can Dream.
Yeah, If I Can Dream. That song was something else. Written after the assassinations of MLK and RFK that year, it connected him to the times in a way the movies never could.
It wasn't just singing, it was a statement.
Guralnick nails it when he calls the special a defiant declaration of identity. Elvis reclaiming his artistry in front of millions. That's exactly what it felt like. He wasn't just a performance, it was the declaration.
Yeah.
He was saying, I'm still here, this is who I really am. Those sit-down segments, filmed in the round. So raw, so intimate. You saw him joking, remembering, just being himself. It cut right through that Hollywood image. People loved it.
But the impact went beyond just the TV ratings, right? There was this interesting side deal going on.
Yeah, that's fascinating. NBC and Universal Pictures, they saw the buzz building around the special.
So they made a deal. If Elvis did the TV special and it was a hit, which it clearly was going to be, they'd fund one last serious film project for him. Kind of a reward or maybe an incentive.
And that film became Change of Habit, Elvis's last actual narrative movie role. And the contrast with his other movies is just stark. It's a gritty drama set in the inner city.
Right. Mary Tyler Moore as a nun, Elvis as a doctor in a clinic dealing with real social issues.
Exactly. No beaches, no racing cars, no singing to puppets. Just Elvis trying to do some real acting, something with a bit of weight.
It was a decent film, too. Different.
It was different. And it almost certainly wouldn't have happened without the success and the creative energy that came out of that comeback special. It showed he could translate that artistic fire back into film, even if it's just for one last time. A glimpse of the actor he might have been.
So that '68 special really did light the fuse. And the big explosion, the place where all that energy finally landed, was Vegas. Las Vegas.
The perfect stage in a way. Glitzy, high stakes.
Totally. So in 1969, riding that wave from the TV show, Elvis signs this massive deal, a 4-week engagement at the brand new International Hotel. And this place was huge. Biggest showroom in town, seated over 2,000 people. And the deal, $1 million. Unheard of for Vegas back then.
Enormous. A huge statement. Elvis is back, and he's doing it big time.
But think about the pressure. The challenge was immense.
Oh, absolutely. 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week, for a whole month.
And he hadn't played a proper live show in almost 10 years. The muscle memory, the stamina.
Everything. He had to build it back up. He put together this killer new band, rehearsed like crazy for weeks, went over every detail, set lists, moves, even his karate stances. He knew everything had to be perfect. The pressure wasn't just external, it was internal too. He had to prove it to himself.
You can just imagine the nerves backstage on opening night, July 31st, 1969. Guralnick describes him as basically terrified.
Yeah. Pacing, practicing karate moves constantly, just burning off nervous energy.
Asking his guys over and over, what if they don't come? What if they laugh at me?
Wow. That vulnerability. It shows how much this meant. This wasn't just another gig. This was everything. His reputation, his identity, all on the line.
But then the lights go down, the music starts.
And everything changes.
Yeah.
The moment that spotlight hits him, he kicks off with blue suede shoes.
Perfect choice. Right back to the roots, that explosive energy.
And the audience. Guralnick says they just exploded. Not just applause, like a roar. Relief, excitement, everything at once.
So that first night, July 31st, it was a definite win, a triumph. He proved he could still do it. The magic was there.
It absolutely was. A massive relief, no doubt. But here's the interesting part. The reason we're focusing on the next night, August 1st.
Right. July 31st was the comeback. August 1st was something more.
Exactly. August 1st was the night he didn't just do it, he owned it. He settled in. Reports say he came out looser, more grounded. The nerves were gone, replaced by this deep confidence.
Okay, I see. So less proving, more commanding.
Precisely. He wasn't just performing the songs. He was in total command of the band, the audience, the whole vibe. It went from a successful return to just pure mastery.
That shift is fascinating. From relief to mastery in just 24 hours.
It signals something important, doesn't it? He wasn't just going through the motions to show he still could. He was leading. He found his place again. Right there on that stage, not the movie character, but the real musical force. The confidence was apparently just radiating off him.
And who was in the audience watching this transformation? Not just fans.
Whoa, no. It was a serious crowd. All the Vegas power players, Hollywood royalty.
Like who?
Cary Grant was there, George Hamilton, Fats Domino, a real rock and roll pioneer watching him, Pat Boone even.
Wow. Big names.
Plus all the important critics, the industry people, the ones who really mattered in Vegas. Everyone who could make or break you in that town was in the room.
So this wasn't just for the fans. This was him reestablishing himself in front of the entire entertainment world, essentially.
That's exactly it. It was a statement to his peers, to the critics, to the people running the industry. It puts a different spin on it, doesn't it? What did they see that night?
They saw the king reclaiming his crown, I guess, but maybe with a new depth?
I think so.
Yeah.
A depth forged by those years away, the struggle. They saw he wasn't just back. Maybe he was even better.
And his look that night, it fit that vibe too, didn't it? That black outfit.
Yeah, the Bill Ballou design, that sleek black two-piece karate style.
Very sharp. Powerful but understated. Like the 68 letter, but maybe more mature, disciplined.
Exactly. And importantly, no capes yet. No big glittering jumpsuit.
Right. That came later.
This was just pure presence. The focus was on him, his energy, his voice, his moves. Not on sparkles. It underlined the seriousness of it all. Stripped down, authentic power.
And the band behind him, I mean, what a lineup. Just incredible musicians.
A total dream team. James Burton on lead guitar, that legendary Telecaster sound.
It's chicken pickin'.
Yeah.
And Jerry Sheff on bass. So solid.
Ronnie Tutt on drums. The power and precision he brought was unbelievable. Larry Muabarak on piano, John Wilkinson on rhythm guitar.
Plus the backing vocals, the sweet inspirations, the Imperials, Millie Kirkham, just layers of amazing sound.
An absolute powerhouse. Handpicked to deliver exactly what Elvis needed for this moment.
And the connection between him and the band was supposed to be amazing, right? Almost psychic.
That's what people say. Elvis didn't need to direct them. He moved, and they followed. They were just locked in.
Wow.
It wasn't just musicians playing parts. It was a living, breathing unit responding instantly to him. That level of musicianship gave him the freedom to just be Elvis. To push things, knowing they'd be right there with him. They were absolutely vital.
Okay, so the look was right. The band was killer. What about the set list that night, August 1st?
A smart mix. He hit the classics hard, obviously. Blue suede shoes to open, like we said. I Got a Woman, which he just supercharged.
Did he do, Are You Lonesome Tonight?
He did. Apparently with a funny new spoken part that got a big laugh. He was playing with the audience, comfortable.
Nice. But the big one, the real jaw-dropper, was Suspicious Minds, right?
Absolutely. The showstopper. And here's the amazing thing. The song wasn't even out yet.
Really? He performed an unreleased song like it was his biggest hit.
Exactly. He performed it with such power, such conviction, like it had been #1 for years. Total confidence. It just landed instantly. You knew right away it was a classic.
Wow. So Suspicious Minds wouldn't actually be released until later in August.
That's right. End of August. So performing it with that much swagger in the first couple of nights, it shows his instinct was razor sharp. He knew he had a monster hit on his hands. And it showed he wasn't just trading on nostalgia. He was bringing powerful new material to the table, looking forward, not just back.
Gralnick's description again. Elvis was transformed. The audience wasn't just watching, they were witnessing a rebirth. You could almost feel that energy reading about it.
And Elvis felt it deeply, too. His reaction afterwards tells you everything. He was apparently overcome, hugging the band, thanking everyone, and then really vulnerably, with tears in his eyes, he just said, "They still love me."
Oh, wow. After all that fear.
Exactly. It wasn't just about the performance being good. It was about that connection, that love from the audience being real again. It was the validation he needed. Deeply personal.
So that night, August 1st, really cemented it. He wasn't just back. He was the center of the universe again. The king was definitely back on the throne.
And it wasn't just a flash in the pan. This wasn't a one-time thing.
No, this was the start of the whole Vegas era, wasn't it?
Absolutely. That first run led to him doing, 636 shows at the International over the next 7 years?
Incredible. He basically invented the modern Vegas residency, in a way.
He really did. Built entirely on the momentum from those first incredibly powerful nights in '69. He found his home on that stage.
But still, those first few nights, especially August 1st, There was something special about them, wasn't there? Before it became routine, maybe?
I think so. They had that raw edge, that emotion of the comeback itself. The fight to reclaim himself was still fresh. It was electric in a way that maybe even the later shows couldn't quite capture.
Yeah. It really drives home that this wasn't just about nostalgia.
Not at all. It was about resurrection, about an artist finding his way back, finding his power again. And it makes you think, what does that tell us about sticking with it? About artistic integrity, about having the guts to reinvent yourself when maybe people have written you off. There are some big latins there.
Definitely. So the next time someone says Elvis peaked in the 50s,
Uh-huh.
just tell them about August 1st, 1969. Tell them about the night the guy everyone thought was stuck in the past walked onto that Vegas stage, looked doubt right in the eye, and took his kingdom back. Proving that real talent, real fire, it doesn't just fade away.
And maybe think about what that means for anyone, really. Reinventing yourself, finding your voice again, even when things feel tough or the world seems to have moved on. Elvis's journey back to that stage, it says a lot about believing in yourself, doesn't it? The courage to step back out there, not as who you were, but as who you are now. It's a pretty powerful story.